Thanks for joining me and welcome. We're going to get a tool clean out tonight in the sanctuary, and I'm very excited because I haven't actually had a chance to clean my tools out in a while, so I'm happy that I'm going to get a tool clean out too. Everybody's going to get one. So tonight I'm going to be giving you a healing on your grounding cord, your Golden Suns tool, and center of head. So I'm going to try to break it up evenly, like about 10 minutes to each one. And I'm going to set the energy for the healing first. As we cleanse and heal the temple of the soul, may it be with the blessing of divinity, that it shine its countenance upon us and bring us peace in body, mind, and spirit. Amen. Okay, I'm going to get started with the grounding cord first. The first thing I see about the grounding cord that I'm going to clear is a lot of black energy. That's what I would call atheist energy. That's like, that's not real. That thing that you have attached to you, that's not real. So there's a lot of it. Well, I can just see a silhouette of it on your grounding cord. So I'm going to start there. And the next thing I see is that the grounding cord doesn't always go down to the center of the planet. So I'm going to show you a picture of exactly how far down it has to go. Yeah, some of you have been grounding about 3/4 of the way down, thinking that's the center of the planet. But nope, the center of the planet is exactly halfway through. So make sure you ground to the center of the planet. Some of you have heard me tell my earthquake story, but I'll go ahead and tell you now real quick. For a couple days before an earthquake, I was walking around like loopy, like I was loopy or drunk, and I didn't know what was going on. And then we had an earthquake, and I realized that I hadn't been grounding to the very center of the planet. So my grounding was off because the earth plates were shaking. So note to self, when you ground, you want to do it all the way to the center of the planet. Okay, back to the grounding cord. You've got a good concept of how the grounding cord releases energy. What I see though is that it's coming out in spurts, like rather than like constantly just be on release all the time, so that whatever energies are coming up, you're constantly clearing them and releasing them. And that is because there's a lot of buildup in the lower part of the grounding cord, that quarter that some of you aren't grounding all the way through, that's buildup. So I'm going to be doing some digging and clearing. There's a lot of parental energy in the last quarter of your grounding cord. And it's like a lot of energy about not wanting you to change or release, mostly like resisting you changing. And it might very possibly be resisting all the growth periods that you go through. And in case you haven't noticed, you might not be everybody's favorite friend when you have a big, ugly, stinky growth period. So you may have noticed that you get some resistance when you have a growth period. So that's what I'm seeing in the bottom of your grounding cord coming from your parents. And for those of you whose parents no longer have living bodies, it doesn't matter. You can still have their energy affecting you on this level. And then the other thing I notice is that the grounding cord is a little in past time. It looks like generally it's about 2 to 3 weeks in past time, and it has kind of a tea-stained color to it. So it's not clear. Again, there's actual buildup on the grounding cord itself. So we're going to clean that off. Underneath that is a really pretty translucent grounding cord that's more like if you're looking through ice that's got a little bit of a blue tint to it. And then there are a number of people at the top of the grounding cord at the first chakra. I can see a lot of heads bobbing. I'm going to start releasing the people that are grounding through you. You know, what I'm seeing is a lot of people don't really know what they're doing in life, and they look at you with a grounding cord, and that gives you a picture of stability, and they want that. And so that's what I'm seeing, is that the people who are grounding through you in a lot of ways are somewhat spiritually lost. And what you can do is, if you are aware of somebody you know grounding through you, close your eyes, give them a grounding cord, and gently move them out of your space. Good. That tea stain kind of color is starting to release, and it's definitely clearing. And what it's turning into is like pool water. You know, like when you look in a pool and you can see kind of the light reflecting off of it. That's what the grounding cord looks like now. I'm going to go ahead and fill that in with gold. I'm also bringing it into present time as I fill it in with gold. That's nice. After it got filled in, you widened it, which I love to see, because we really want it the width of your hips, so that whatever is coming at you can just go right down into your grounding cord. So that was good. All right, on to the next tool, which is Golden Suns. All righty, let's take a look at this tool. The first energy I see is some red energy in the tool itself, and it's anger from people who object to you giving to yourself. And it's also objecting to change, the fact that you change a lot. As a spiritual being, of course, we're constantly changing our energy, but when you work energy and intentionally try to move it, that makes a big difference. There's some spider energy in the golden suns, and spiders are low-level beings that vibrate pretty much at destroy. So I'm going to erase those. There's a hole in the sun itself when I look at the tool, and that hole represents to me where you get programmed to allow people into that tool. So I'm going to do a little deprogramming here. So, a good portion of that programming has to do with sharing your golden sun. It's real similar to people who want to utilize your creative energy. And then when I look at the tool of a golden sun, I see that you're only filling it up. This isn't too bad, about 70 to 75%. But what you want is 100% of that sun filled up. And so there's sort of some darker energy in that 25% that's not getting filled up with gold. And I'm working on grounding that right now. And some of the energy that's coming out is where you're rushing. Like when you go in to fill in with a gold sun and you're like, yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm filling in with a gold sun, boom. And you're off to something else. So the picture is that you need to take a little bit more time to really get that gold sun all the way into the body and get the gold sun actually filled up first. Then there's also programming in this tool that prevents you from using it frequently. Like you want to be using your Golden Suns tool as often as you think of it. But when I look at the usage of this tool, there are long gaps in between. So you know what that means. That's when you feel really crummy and you're tired and you come home and you have no energy. That's because you don't have enough golden suns in you. So I'm going to clear that energy, that programming to not use them very much. Okay, I'm also just patching up that hole. Okay, now we're going to try the tool out. And I'm going to see how much of a golden sun you can retain, because part of the healing might be in you not being able to get that sun in. Yeah, the golden suns come in pretty well to about the waist, and then it gets a little sparse, coming all the way down into the body, into the feet and the toes. So I'm going to do a healing to clear the energy that doesn't allow you to bring that sun all the way through your body. So what I'm finding is when you try to use that tool of golden suns when you're ungrounded, it doesn't come all the way in. It pretty much just comes into the top half of your body. So it's a good reminder when you reach for a gold sun, you should also have your grounding cord on too. Helping you ground the capacity for the gold sun to hold a lot of energy so that you can call back one big gold sun and not have to call 10 back. And I'm getting a very strong sense that I need to take everybody's mother out of their golden suns tool. Sorry, moms. It had to do with competition about radiating light, why the moms had to come out. All right, that tool looks really good. It looks like a big, like a basketball of light. And I'm going to fill that in with gold, and then we'll move on to our third tool, which is center of the head. So get ready for a center of the head clearing. I'm going to go in and really try to clean that out now. And the very first thing I see are a lot of eyes, like beings, like a set of two eyes. Here's a set of two eyes, and it's around the back of the head. So like imagine if you were going inside someone's head into their forehead. So I'm looking at you like through your forehead. So all of those beings are at the back of your head. There are a lot of what I'll call control beings in here, beings that would like to be senior in this space. I'm trying to move those out. Lots and lots and lots of unconscious energy coming out. So I'm going to give you a heads up. That means that tomorrow, possibly the next day, for the next 3 days, you might experience some unconscious energy coming out, which means that you might feel lightheaded or kind of daydreamy like, because there's a lot of it in the center of your head that's coming out now. But, you know, unconscious energy can be grounded the same way you ground any kind of energy. So if you find that you feel like you want to doze off, just put a grounding cord on. You can even put a grounding cord underneath your head to get that grounded faster. There's also some religious beings in here I'm saying hello to and asking them to leave. Now the family beings, clearing the family energy out, family and their beings. You know what's funny is that the family members run the energy of whether they like you or dislike you through your head. I'm just finding this interesting, like that it's very important that I think that to them, that they get to run their opinion of you through your space. So I'm taking that out. And then the other thing that's going on in here, there are an awful lot of other people's pictures in the center of your head. And I'm just thinking of an example to explain that to you. Let's say that, let's say you are going to change the tire on a car and you have 5 members in your family. Each one of you is going to have a different way to change the tire on the car. So each one of you has your own picture about how to do that activity. And there are, literally millions of other people's pictures in these spaces. So what I'm doing right now is clearing out as many of these pictures that I can find. A lot of them have to do with what people expect of you, what they expect your behavior to be, what they expect your personality to be. I'm noticing some energy that has to do with the memory right now that I want to clear. Good. We're getting some nice space in the center of the head. I'm cleaning out a few siblings. And now what I'm going to do is start painting the inside of the center of your head with gold to raise the energy vibration. I'm also going to get some gold energy flowing in your crown chakra. That's the next chakra up. That looks good. I'm going to fill in the center of your head with a gold sun now. Actually, it's going to take a couple of gold suns. There. Now, just note to self, see, it took me a little while to get you filled in with the gold suns. So when you do go to work with the gold suns, take a few moments, let that sun come all the way through and check to see, did it actually fill you up or do you need another one? Because you created a lot of space in your head. So it took, 5, 6 gold suns to fill that space in. So, all right. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and close out the healing. May it be with the blessing of divinity that this healing be complete. Amen. All right. Good job, everyone. Hope you enjoy your cleaned out tools. I think we're sending our August announcements out tomorrow. So I'm going to just give you a little quick heads up on a couple of things that are coming up. If I can get my calendar to show up here. Okay. So next, there's no more activities this week. However, next week, there's going to be 2. There's a 20-minute meditation on joy, and then a healing in the soul support sanctuary, and that healing is on healthy body. So very excited to do those. And then we've got different activities coming up in August, so you'll get to see that tomorrow when the flyer comes out. So those are my announcements for right now. Let me see if anybody had any questions. I don't see any. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you so much for joining me in the sanctuary tonight, and I look forward to seeing you in August. Got my eyes on you. Have a lovely evening. Good night.